I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman comes for to tally up my worth, I won't leave much to find that can be found.
Hey, good morning. Honestly, not feeling it much today, but I figure I can do a little bit of story time. You know, who knows? Maybe a little bit of this, a little bit of water that tastes like wine. Get me in the mood.
I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my weary back. I'm gonna keep lacerates tucked in my soul.
Let's see where we can go.
'Cause when my coals burn low and my trains run out of track, won't be no one else to dig my hole.
A lot of stuff here. There's little Ben. There's the preacher in the Carolinas. Guess I should probably go that way. Such a West Virginia story with little Ben. Couldn't all be in that area, isn't it? Yeah, we gotta go back up to... Gotta go back up there, so... Okay.
When the night come down for to take me
To Cleveland. Birmingham. To Nashville. Yeah, Nashville would probably be a good starting spot. Okay, so we just basically want to go straight east. Hey, good morning, Diggs. Time to see some stories. Give me a second here. My mouth is all messed up. Does that fix it? No, come on. There we go. That's better. There's a campfire over there. There's a campfire up there.
I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman comes for to tally up my worth,
Ferryman is totally gonna come.
leave much to find.
That's how it works. Okay, let's see. Poor loser demon summoned Hellfire. Anyone beats him at poker? Oh, the arsonist. Dupree's tail would be nice to put in there, but I'm selling Gris in New Orleans.
I don't know you from anyone.
I'm just your cool skeleton friend, little Ben.
But maybe in the end that don't matter so much, so long as we're after the same things. Little firelight, little morsel, a minute or two of company.
Yeah, probably right. My mouth is still messed up. Hold on. There we go. Is that better? It is. Great. Oh, and now, of course, the game is doing that thing where it doesn't know what to do now. Ain't one problem, it's another. Oh, little Ben. Alright, well. Be right back. Let me restart the game. Always something with these Fidget games. Oh, good. That's right, I'm right here. Selfish Farmer. Oh, well, that's a different one. Alright, little Ben. Let's do it right this time.
I don't know you from anyone. But maybe in the end that don't matter so much, so long as we're after the same things. Little firelight, little morsel, a minute or two of company.
That's right.
Well, I ain't got much. And I sure ain't got more than that. I'll share what I have.
Well, thank you.
You do the same for a stranger one day by and by. I need a laugh. Know any good jokes?
I don't. Very small number of jokes. Yeah, you know all my jokes already. What's the joke?
That's supposed to be scary? Well, huh. All right.
Fair enough.
Fortune. All I earned was this pile of coal strip. Ain't worth a damn. Take some, in case you ever find your way to a company town. Or so you remember me. Guess I always wanted to be remembered by someone. Got any funny stories? Must have a couple.
I really don't, but there's a selfish farmer.
Stranger, miners tell me sadder stuff than that every day of the week. Authority means being afraid, even though you know you're not the one in the wrong. And you can't show your fear, because you got all the others counting on you, looking to you about what to do. I had no time to get frightened, not even when they were dragging Union men and strangers alike out to the hills to get shot on suspicion of being Reds. You just had to tell the workers again and again how it was going to go right for them in the end. You know, sometimes I wasn't so sure myself.
Ugh.
Anyway, I need something to laugh about. You got any funny ones?
Maybe the violin contest joke?
You are a pretty funny one, you
Oh,
know
it
that?
is. Nice.
Why ask me about love? I had a chance once. I think it's past. That's just the way it went. Me, I can run to the hills till my ribs show, but I wasn't gonna do that to... You can't do that to a wife.
That's fair.
See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dogs.
Excitements. Man shot to death. Oh, here we go with Thunderbird.
You'd be popular at mealtime where I'm from. You'd keep a whole crew glued, I bet. This country? Pretty here. How many human bodies you think it's built on?
Oh goodness, you know, too many.
I'm just being figurative. Mostly. See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dogs.
Alright, I got another exciting story probably. Maybe I have another exciting story. Thought I had another exciting story. How about Pecos Bill?
Brings me back. There was a time when me and Big Ben could just enjoy exciting stories like this one. Innocent. Joy is when you speak up for your brother, and then he speaks up for you.
Amen.
If you gotta stand on a firing line, to know you won't be standing alone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm heading out, up this way. Still can't say exactly where I'll be tomorrow. You ever get a loose thread, and when you pull it, the whole works come apart? Every one of us gets mastered by something. You try to get out from under it. What if you never get to know if you done right?
Yeah, fair.
You ever, you know?
Come for to tally up my worth. I won't leave much behind to drag me down.
Sort of the, oh. Got a story about future Boston where taxi rides cost $20.
Well, I'm gonna have my spade up upon my weary back. I'm gonna keep that stride stuck in my soul. 'Cause when my goals burn low and my trains run out of track, I won't be no one else to dig my hole.
Man on the beach in Miami, despairing about the future. A little whistling. Little whistle wassle.
Well, I'm gonna cast my stones.
You're free to sit down by me here as anywhere. Wouldn't that be something if that were true?
Mm-hmm.
Fact is, I ain't safe for you. You get found with me tonight, they'll think you're Union too, no matter what you tell them. And when it seems we're all alone, and you've done nothing to deserve it, you ain't free. I do appreciate the company. If we make it through the night, be sure to say you ain't never met me. For us both. I need a laugh. Know any good jokes?
I really truly don't, my friend. But we're on the last go, so I can tell you some true stories.
You are a pretty funny one, you know that? Love? Well, there's more important things. There's bigger wounds. There's bigger fault lines lying under this country than anything could ever go shuddering through your heart. You ask me. Lots of songs and stories about lovers that come and go. But partners, men, women, workers, you can build almost anything on top of that.
Hell yeah.
See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dogs.
Exciting. The Cody possessed toy bone man. Is that exciting?
Are you trying to scare me? Every man in the last meeting I ran could tell you a story scarier than that right off the top of his head.
I mean, that's fair.
Travel? Where are you from, stranger? You don't mind, you got the face of someone who's running to, not from. That must seem strange to you. All this talk about work while all I do is run. Where will you go? What will you earn? Anyway, I need something to laugh about. Got any funny ones?
He already knows the story of his own struggle? Since when?
Oh boy, you watch out now, I'll start chuckling. Imprisonment? If I'm honest, friend, I'm scared almost every day. I think a lot about how it could have been worse. Could have died when I was a child, like a mule in the mine. Could have spent days starving for air and light before I kicked it. Could have let these men with their felt hats and their women with the poodles and pearls run machines over me and my friends and family my whole life, and well into the after. One word of advice. Life on the run is no life for a living thing. Sometimes it's better than being run over. Got any funny stories? Must have a couple.
Really, truly don't, but here's Shaw's story.
You got some wit, stranger. Authority? Some part of us wants it. When I was small, I couldn't wait to get down the mines. Part of me still feels like that, I suppose. When someone tells you this is the way to be good and just, it don't matter if it's your father, a woman, the company, or the Lord laying those rules down. Some part of being human makes you jump to do it.
I guess so.
Some part of you is always gonna be small, waiting for something bigger than you to say, jump. See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dogs.
How about the man shot to death?
Come on, stranger. Tell me something true. Sorrow comes seeping in. Worse than trapped gas. Can't breathe like that. Why'd they build this country on top of the workers' graves?
It's 'cause it's easy. It's 'cause it's easy.
So many children with broken fingers and legs, wheeled out in little broken bits. Why? My mother counting every day who goes up the hill to work and who comes back down. The day my brother, Big Ben, wasn't with him. You start starving for air to think about it, so you best not. You best get angry instead.
Hell yeah.
I got to go, friend. Up the road this way. Wish I had a line of people like you waiting to sit with me and share a fire. But I don't. And I understand. They know how they can get shot. Some of them will see it safer to die standing for something than the way they'll end up dead anyway. And that's something you understand too, right? Maybe we'll share a fire again, friend. I hope we do.
Waters of this land, and by I'll see them far and long. 'Cause when the night come down for to take me hand in hand, this will be my tale, my vagrant song.
Okay. Well, if I...
Be my tale, my vagrant
Dead woman, yellow ribbon. Oh. Nobody wants to let me hitchhike. So sad.
Come back again. Well, that's something. You and I both know it ain't safe to sit at my fire. You got some bravery in you, man. All this just to share a dinner and a talk?
Yeah.
But I understand. It's better sitting with someone you can trust, putting your life in someone else's hand, trusting, than it is dying alone in the dark. What's the point of life? You ain't living it in fellowship with someone else.
Amen.
See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dogs.
How about the Bushwhacker's ghost?
Are you trying to scare me? Every man in the last meeting I ran can tell you his story. Past? Well, I said to my brother, Big Ben, one day I'll be as big as you. He always cuffed me and said, you always be little Ben. He's just about 12 when he went down. Stayed down. The skeleton of his mule would have been bigger than him. My heart, he'll always be the big one. Try not to remember how little he was.
Oh, jeez.
See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dogs.
How about the burial mound?
Come on, stranger. Tell me something true. Choice? No. Suffering is present. Human bodies are getting ground up in the core of the land they say is supposed to be God-given. Ours by rights? When industry's propped up by our bones? Is it really a choice?
It is not.
I never meant to give speeches. It just comes out. Can't be helped. See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dogs. That's supposed to be scary? Well, all right. Imprisonment. If I'm honest, friend, I'm scared. Almost could have died when I was a participant. Could have let these men. One word of advice. Got any funny story? You got some wit, stranger.
There we go.
Travel? I must see. Where will you go? See anything exciting?
How about the Jersey Devil here?
That's supposed to be scary? Luck? When you know you ain't gonna be alone in it, that's when you know you struck it lucky. Where's it you headed from here, friend? Alone, right? Hey, what's freedom mean to you? You can sit here with me tonight, break my bread, stoke the fire, count the stars, and then maybe I'll keep the first watch. It's a sign of friendship. You keep the next. We make it on like that till the sunrise and we're close enough to free, ain't we?
Hell yeah. Richmond, Virginia. Thanks, little Ben.
Cause when my coals burn low and my trains run out of track, I won't be no.
Oh. Grew kittens on a tree in a backyard. Well, that's fun. We made molasses in Jacksonville. Oh
You seem
my.
an alright sort, stranger. But there are some real bums out there, and I ain't talking about folks who are down on their luck. Got myself run off from a nice spot I done set all up a few miles back for winter. Ain't the first time I've been run off. Let me tell you about the bunch of Judases what raised me. I was oldest, had a brother and a baby sister. The farm was small, but it weren't sad and all full of ruination in the early days. But I suppose my ma and pa couldn't make a go of it. When things started getting depressed and tight, every damn thing started to fall to pieces. First, they stole from us, money we'd been saving or earned, things they could sell. Then they abandoned my brother, letting him die instead of calling a doctor. Then they sent me on my way, saying they couldn't provide no more, that I was too big for 'em to keep. I want a story that scares me. Now I'm older, almost nobody can do it. Give me your best shot. Wow, that's the stuff, stranger. Spooky campfire tales are my favorite. You talk about fate? I wonder sometimes if what was in them is in me too. That thing. Whatever it was that made my parents no good for people. I want to hear a story about ghosts or murderers or something. Scary stuff.
Sure, scary stuff. How about the whippoorwill watching for death?
Ain't life got enough tearjerkers in it without telling stories like that? Jeez. I'll tell you about death. My brother, my little 7-year-old brother, slowly dying as they shouted back and forth about what to do, about money and hope and the Lord's protection. White as a ghost he was, and in terrible pain. Appendicitis ain't no easy way to die, stranger. I close my eyes and I can still see his little face, hurting and confused and praying for a miracle. How can I ever move on from that? Can't run from your own memories, though I surely have tried. I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
Adventure tales, okay. No, I don't know if I have any that I feel like it's a venturing tale. Oh, Pegasus Bill. That's an adventuresome tale.
Whoa, quite a story, stranger. Joy in my life. I used to be happy in that old farmhouse by the river, but it's all fuzzy now. Mostly I remember Mama and Daddy fighting over money, over the poor state of the farm. I'm in the mood for something real funny like.
Okay, well, I've learned I have a third joke. So here's my third joke.
I'll remember that one. A couple good jokes can get you out of a fix sometimes. Love? Well, I love these dogs.
Hell yeah.
Took Cass with me when I left. She was the family dog for that, though me and my brother were always the ones what really looked after her. Figured they'd starve her or eat her at the first chance they got, so I didn't ask permission, just got myself ready for a fight. But they didn't try and stop me. You got any happy stories?
Happy story. Okay, I mean, maybe. How about the underground communist metalworkers? That's a happy story.
Sometimes I need a tale
Yes,
like that just to
nice.
remind me it's not all depressed out there. You want to talk about trust? I surely did trust 'em, stranger. A mistake I don't aim to repeat. But what child ain't gonna trust their parents when times get hard and your whole world is a 5-mile stretch of muddy riverbank? Well, night's over. Didn't understand all your stories, but I'd hear more if I see you again on my travels.
Well, good.
Look, I didn't mean to drag you down with my stories of misery and suffering or whatever, but you're a good listener. That's rare in a person, you know. But round you, I feel safe to tell the truth.
Well, good.
Look, I'm heading up the road this way. Where are you going? I hope our roads cross again, friend.
I'll head south.
And when I'm gone empty, they're the ones who bury me. Well, I'm gonna cast my stones o'er the waters of this land. By and by, I'll see them far and long. 'Cause when the night come down for to take me hand in
This is truly my Vagrant song.
Be my tale.
Hey, stranger. It's good to see you. I've been missing our talk since you and I last split. Been thinking how my family Judased me and how they did wrong by my little brother. Worrying there was maybe something else I could have done. Here, sit with me. I want someone to talk with about all this. Though I love them dearly, my dogs ain't such good talkers. I'm in the mood for something real funny like.
About Shaw's story.
I'll remember that one. A couple good jokes can get you out of a fix sometimes. Authority. When I really think on it, I reckon my folks started out with the best intentions. Wanted to give their kids a good life, a good home, but they failed. And it wasn't them who paid the price. Isn't that just what authority means? You don't suffer for the decisions you make. Someone else does.
Oh, goodness.
You got any
Yeah.
happy stories?
Don't really know if I do, friend, but I'll try.
Sometimes I need a tale like that just to remind me it's not all depressed out there. Joy in my life. I used to be happy and that mostly I remember. Hey, tell me.
An exciting story. I don't know what's exciting. About buckets of poison. Is that exciting?
Ain't life got enough tears? I'll tell you about death. My brother, my little 7. Why does it close my eyes? How can I ever move on? I want a story that. Wow, that's the stuff, stranger. Spooky campfire tales are my favorite. You talk about fate, that I want to hear.
I also want to hear them venturesome tales.
Were you trying to scare me? You know, though, I'm sick to death of talking about faith or getting wishes granted. Gotta trust in the Lord, Quinn, they said as my brother lay dying. My folks too damn prideful to send for a doctor they knew they couldn't pay for. Gotta trust in the Lord, they said, but he didn't provide neither. I never wished for anything more than I wished to keep my brother. But wishing never did a damn thing for nobody.
Yeah, I feel
My, oh
that.
my, stranger. Listen to me blubbering on about my woes. I reckon it's something about you what brings it out of folks. You're searching for something great, something holy, aren't you? But you don't figure you're gonna find it. And you wonder if it can't be found at all, or if it's just you that can't find it. Really eats at you, don't it? I can see it in you. Anyway, I best be getting on. I think I'll see what's happening up the road. Take care of yourself, stranger.
Thanks, Quinn.
My vagrant song.
Bandana. Turn to Boston. Alright. Well, first let's see our map here. We go southwest, but it seems like there's a story I don't know over here. Let's go grab it.
The row of buildings looked abandoned from the outside, but a man scrambles to his feet as you come through the door. Red rims his eyes, and his whole body is wound taut. Whoa, whoa, whoa! No closer! He brandishes the tool at you. You tell Daggett I'll get his money.
Who's Daggett, friend?
He looks you up and down and lowers his impromptu weapon. You see the tremor in his hands. He's scared or exhausted. Sorry, I thought you were... It doesn't matter. You mind your own.
You in trouble? Something I can do?
I can handle myself. I just needed to make sure I had eaten money until I found work. He sniffs. These people don't like it when you're late.
Got any work going?
Only for loan sharks. He rubs his eyes. I go a few towns over, or I might find something. These people ain't the understanding type. They'll think I'm skipping out on the debt. He waves a hand. You should go. Anyone asks, you never saw me. As you walk back down the street, a couple of dark figures emerge from one of the doorways. They look you over, and one speaks in a smoker's rasp. You, seen anyone around here? A big guy?
Nope, definitely not.
He says. Well, if you see someone, mind how you go. This ain't a good place to be after dark.
Handyman and the Loan Sharks. Alright, well, that must be the campfire I'm going to down there.
The racetrack lawn is a sea of hats. Boaters, bowlers, berets, and cloches. Nearby, some gentlemen mumble to each other. That she-demon Petunia. She wins another race. I'm out of house and home.
I'll bet straight
You
up Petunia.
slide coins under a steel lattice window. Someone on the other side takes the cash and pushes a ticket in your direction without a word. The horses run inches apart and kick up dust thicker than a morning fog. You depend on excited folks with binoculars to narrate the action. As the herd rounds a bend, you glimpse Petunia on the outside. She gallops with pride and determination.
Go for it, Petunia.
You hoot and holler for that fierce filly. Petunia falls behind on bends, but drives ahead in straights. She sprints around the home turn into a dead heat with a frenzied colt. The crowd stands on their toes. The finish line nears.
You have got this, Petunia.
Petunia finishes ahead behind the winner. Well, she went all out, didn't she? The woman says, having noticed your lack of elation. The crowd dies down as folks head off to collect winnings.
So it goes.
They're the ones stones or the walls.
He's seen better days.
Oof. That's what happened.
Hard times all over, the bull says archly, with what seems to you an aristocratic air. Its blood, still fresh, pools around your feet. You dip a finger in. Yes, yes, go on, sighs the bull. Why not? It soaks through your skin as if you were made of tissue. And it strikes you all of a sudden. You've never felt this good in your life. Sensing your astonishment, the bull just rolls its eyes.
Oh, goodness, Bull. I'm sorry. Stabbed and bleeding Bull.
Wading through an overgrown field, you nearly step on someone lying in the tall grass. Despite your boot above their face, the reclining individual doesn't flinch. Instead, as you stumble backwards, they coolly call out, "Hey there, have a seat. Take a load off."
Sounds good. Thanks, friend.
You drop your pack and stretch out beside them, soaking up the late afternoon sun. Long stalks of the weeds rise above your eyes like great trees. "Always happy to share my spot with another outsider," they declare in a distinctive voice. Baritone, but cute, soft, and light.
What do you mean by outsider?
"Sure, honey. I know an outsider when I see one. You were set on this path not entirely by choice, weren't you? Same with me. I come out here to be myself, my true self, and to dream of a better time and place for folk like me.
True self.
Take clothes, for example. Why does a suit make a man? If a lady's in slacks, is she a scissor sister? Can't she just like breeches? Why is it so damned important to find out?"
Amen.
Your androgynous companion muses aloud. "Why is a fella in a dress only ever a joke or a show? Female impersonators," they say, pain lurking behind the words. I can only speak for myself, but the only impression I do is of the person society demands me to be.
People just crave them rigid categories.
They nod. Everything is man or woman, hard or soft. Think about flowers. Plants change to become something beautiful so quickly. The field's scraggly weeds suddenly begin to bloom before your eyes. And then they go back to being grasses, bushes. I like that. Pink, white, magenta, and blue flowers dot the field. Are they flowers or weeds? Both? Neither? You have to choose. Or maybe the question is what's flawed, huh? They smirk. Folk like me are gender outlaws, rebels by nature of our existence.
Hell yeah.
The androgyne concludes.
Are you on the run?
Ha! That's a good question. They guffaw. I suppose that I am, insofar as I run straight here every chance I get. Maybe one day I can just be a person, surely on a busy street as I am in this field. Now that's the future I dream about. You think it could happen, stranger?
Sometimes I feel like I'm not sure, but I think we'll get there in time.
You reassure them that one day it will happen, even though it may take time. As you get up and gather your things to leave, you survey the entire field, now full of wildflowers and buzzing with pearlescent dragonflies. They stand to see you off, and you can see clearly now the beautiful cream-colored dress they're wearing. They give a twirl to show it off, blushing a little bit. And then you part ways, both feeling invigorated.
Actually, I guess I better equip that story, huh? That one's important. Gotta tell the whole world about that. I tell the whole world the fuck gender, you know?
Want your picture taken? The man's smile is eager. His teeth are sharp. His companion glances up sharply. I told you, I don't like it. No more till we know it's safe.
Well, and exactly the problem, friends.
The second man spits his words out. We're killing people. We take their damn picture. A few weeks later, a newspaper wants it, and it's always a fucking obituary. The sharp-toothed man shrugs. Traveling alone is dangerous. Not our fault. So, want a photograph?
I'll take your photo.
Neither responds immediately. The sullen man barks a laugh. Not so sure now, are you? It's your damn camera. Fuck it, I'm no coward. You get in the photograph, so will I. His goad works. His sharp-toothed companion jerks his chin up and strides in front of the lens.
Click.
The men rush to their darkroom. They're out barely 20 minutes later. Neither looks happy. The sharp-toothed man thrusts the picture at you. Doesn't make sense. Must be broken. His image is sharp, in perfect focus. His companion appears only as a blur. This boy is capable of some intimidating eye contact. He holds your gaze long enough to make you squirm, and then mercifully breaks the silence. Do you like riddles? He has a dull voice.
Hell yeah, hit me with that riddle.
Lovely and round, he says. Oh, he's jumping straight into it, huh? I shine with pale light. I am grown in the darkness. I'm a lady's delight. What am I?
The moon? The moon?
No, not a fish, idiot. So much for your prize. He softly pats the pocket of his overalls, oozing smugness. Apologies, Bartleby, he says, as some shape writhes inside the denim pocket. You have not bought your freedom today.
Shane of the Ridge. Oh. Goes to the father who owned it. Father died in the car. Yeah.
Oh, it is a good day to see you, child. Just need a little company is all. Led a celebration of life today. Young man, 17, maybe 18. Closed casket.
Oh, goodness.
They did that boy wrong, they did. I suppose I'm glad I gave his family a little hope, at least. Anyway, why don't you tell me a scary story? You must have heard some good ones.
About the dead woman with the yellow ribbon.
That's how it is, huh? Well, maybe you ain't seen as much of this world as I have. Sadness? I was waiting in it today, that poor congregation. Normally you'd get a local pastor for something like a funeral, but the old boy died his own self, and the church's deacon is still in mourning. You must have seen some pretty wild stuff on the road. What's the most exciting thing you've seen?
Excitement, huh? Okay. About the handyman and the loan sharks.
I swear I ain't heard a story good as that in a long minute. Choice? Yeah, some days. I really believe that we all have choices in life. We are truly free to decide whether to live moral lives or to throw ourselves headlong into sin and profit.
I suppose so.
But on days like today, I think maybe only God chooses, and he does so with arbitrary cruelty. Lately, my journey's been pretty ordinary, just walking church to church. What about you? Been on any adventures?
Adventures, huh? About the poison buckets. Is that an adventure? Nope.
Tearjerkers need a little more truth in them, I think. Death? Well, father died after I got back from France. Saw him wrestle one last match. Guess I was an orphan after that. Lately, my journey's been pretty ordinary. Just walking church to church. What about you? Been on any adventures?
About the man on the beach.
Tearjerkers need a little more truth in them, I think. The future? I pray that one day America will be a place where young black boys do not need fear the arbitrary justice of fearful men. But I worry that there are a great number of closed caskets between here and there.
Yeah.
You must have seen some pretty wild stuff on the road. What's the most exciting thing you've seen?
Exciting thing.
Huh, that one's trying to be scary, right? Don't work on me, I guess. Fate, fortune? Well, crimes like this make destiny something easy to
Bad
believe
job
in.
this night.
Washes our hands. Tells us there's nothing that could have been done. But it washes the hands of the offender, too. It is fearful resignation and nothing more. Well, the night's over. I've got miles to go, of course. A long way to go alone. This poor boy's still haunting my head. I wish we'd been able to continue our talk. I don't have a preacher of my own to seek solace from, you know? My next leg takes me this way. Maybe we'll cross paths again. We seem to be lucky that way.
Alright. Oh, Leatherman. Oh. Alright. Writer who loved darkness. Alright. In big South Carolina, I can crash my bicycle.
To the ground.
The gentle breeze sways the man on his horse. Poor fella must be having himself a saddle nap. Or he's just dead.
Yo, hey, howdy, howdy, friend.
Down you, stranger. You're sure the man's lips didn't move? His head lolls like an old branch ready to snap off the trunk.
Yeah, howdy, friend?
Hey, asshole! The horse's grotesque tongue slaps against the roof of its mouth, forming awful mockeries of human words.
You got a problem with talking to horses?
Oh, definitely not, friend.
That's better. You got any food, stranger? Maybe a plump apple? Eating for two here.
The horse sticks his wet nose all through your pockets, rooting for snacks.
Excuse me.
You notice now that the rider seems to sprout from the horse's flesh. His skin is papery, gilled, and covered in a scuzzy yellow residue.
Sorry, no food here.
Lot of good you are, huh?
The horse scoffs and heads in the other direction. His rider droops and knocks in the momentum, limp as a noodle.
Oh, goodness. Here we are once again at Hotlanta.
Or the waters of this land, and by I'll see them far and long. When the night come down for to take me hand in hand, this will be my tale, my vagrant song.
Must be it down there, Atlanta. Oh, man. There we are at Savannah. Let's see. Oh, it's bullshit.
Well, I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman
Petunia, the racehorse.
to tally up my worth, I won't leave much to find that can be found.
Old friend, it's good to see you again. I've been thinking about you often since we last met. Remember what we talked about before? The young man murdered? I can't get him out of my head. It's the kind of thing you hear about all the time, the kind of thing I've seen before, but I'm still thinking about it. Got time to talk? Maybe I don't have to be your preacher, and we can just chat.
That sounds nice.
You must have seen some pretty wild stuff on the road. What's the most exciting thing you've seen?
How about Thunderbird?
You've got a pretty wild life, you know that? This country, listen, I saw his face. I opened the lid and saw what they did. A country that lets the men who did that to him live full, happy lives. That country ain't no home. Anyway, tell me a tragic story, something with true grief.
Tragic story. Okay. Boy and his dog's tragic.
That one hurts me right here. Give me a bit to collect myself. Freedom? I get angry, I do. furious. All that talk of huddled masses yearning to be free, but when I look at that boy's parents, they ain't yearning for freedom. All they want is their damn boy back. Lately,
yeah.
my journey's been pretty ordinary, just walking church to church. What about you? Been on any adventures?
How about the Silent Twins?
Huh. That one's trying to be scared. As a traveling man, I don't do funerals often. See, I know that pain. Hey, you have any spooky... Oh, you got me for a second with that one. The past, I didn't know the boy, so I asked his brothers and sisters to share their memories of it. He danced, they said, loved baseball, called his father Big Man. Anyway, why don't you tell me a scary story? You must have heard some good ones. That's how it is, huh? Well, maybe you ain't seen as much of this world as I have. Small community like this, everyone's family.
That's right.
That means a lot of folk look out for each other. Also means a lot of folks suffer. I've got to go now, friend. Headed to a congregation over this way. Long walk alone, and this boy won't leave my head. And I keep thinking, I left America when I was his age. Lied on the form. Told him I was 25 when I was 17. I'd heard that the 369th Infantry Regiment needed a chaplain, so I told him I was a preacher. Don't get me wrong, I believed fervently, but I wasn't no reverend. I just memorized a few verses, some psalms, enough of the commandments to make them think I was a true man of God. Oh, my proud, arrogant lips.
Sounds to me like if you're doing a preacher's work, you're a preacher. Oh. Festival executed in Paris long ago. Stabbed and bleeding bull. Damn it, farm, get out of my way. I'm tramping here. Nice. Serving funnel cakes. Delicious. Blackwing Death, taking the soul of a drunkard. Whippoorwill watching for death. Oh yeah, that happened.
Fine, fine. I'll tell you about Paris.
Thanks, please do.
I was with the 369th Infantry Regiment. Maybe you heard of us by our other names. The Black Rattlers, the Men of Bronze, the Harlem Hellfighters. That was us. Fighting because we thought it might show white folk that we were Americans too. What a joke. The Army wouldn't even lead us. Gave us to the French. Not the first time America traded black bodies, I suppose. Anyway, tell me a hopeful story. Something where things work out for the best.
You're not gonna transform for me, friendo? Alright.
Are you sure you ain't the preacher here? That was a good one. The future? People ask me all the time if I'm a prophet or some such, since my predictions are so often correct. What comes next? Blood. Always blood. Just gotta pay attention to see that.
Yeah.
You must have seen some pretty wild stuff on the road. What's the most exciting thing you've seen?
Come up, Pecos Bill.
You've got a pretty wild life, you know that? Joy. Well, the Lord put the birds in the sky and the fish in the sea. Ain't no one swapped them yet. On the hard nights in France, I wondered if maybe some of us just weren't meant to live in happiness. Hey, do you have any spooky campfire tales? Feels appropriate out here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, smell a corpse on a coal train.
That's how it is, huh? Well, maybe you ain't seen as much of this world as I have.
Okay, apparently that wouldn't work.
You know, I saw a lot of death in France, friends and enemies both. But none of it mattered as much as seeing Pops die in the ring when I got back. Lately, my journey's been pretty ordinary, just walking church to church. What about you? Been on any adventures?
Rider who loved the night.
That strikes me as a shallow kind of hope. Faith? They had faith. And you know what it took for them to trust me? A cross on my collar and cap. I was a boy, but they needed a reverend, and the faithful find what they need.
That's right.
Anyway, why don't you tell me a scary story? You must have heard some good ones.
About the box with the strange creature. That's probably a scary story.
Different folks have different senses of humor, I suppose.
Well, that's a joke. Okay, good to know.
Freedom? A major, a Frenchman, told me all men were free, so long as we weren't chained to a wall. Thought he was raising my spirits. Next day, he gave the order for us to head to Meuse-Argonne. In a few days, we'd lost 850 freedmen. Here comes the sun. Sorry, friend, but I gotta go. The next sermon takes me this way. If you head out there, look for me, all right? I like our talk. Wish we had time for more of it. And be careful out there, all right? The world's a cruel place, and men who live in it are cruel. And the Lord ain't stingy with the suffering.
It's true. Skywoman's human children. Trickster who lures people with magic stones. Alright. Oh man. Lastborn Buffalo.
Much to find that can be found. Well, I'm gonna
C.P. Pennebaker.
The dandy approaches seconds after you enter the saloon and extends his hand.
syndicated in 16 papers. Trying to find out what life is honestly like for folks like you out here. Trade you a drink for your story?
Yeah, sounds great. Hook me up with a beer.
C.P. Pennebaker takes down your tale in a frenzy.
This is precisely what folks want to hear.
He cries. He pumps your hand vigorously on his way out the door, leaving you with the bill.
Jackass. Guys who hunted grave robbers. Oh. Of course that happened.
I won't leave much behind.
Here you are again. Sit down. Glad to have another person to talk with on a night like this. France is weighing heavy on me again. No, that's wrong. It ain't just France. America weighs heavy on me too. Things it did to us over there, and every day since the war ended, back here at home.
Yeah, America sucks ass.
You must have seen some pretty wild stuff on the road. What's the most exciting thing you've seen?
Excitement. Yeah, let's just talk about Shaw.
I swear I ain't heard a story good as that in a long minute. Authority? When you lose respect for someone who once held it? I left because I couldn't stand living with Pops anymore. He was the living example of a hypocrite, a liar dressed up as a saint. All that muscle was a front. He's the weakest man I ever knew. Know any funny stories? I need to take my mind off things.
Yes, I do. I know the Violin Con, which is a story, is a joke apparently.
Oh, that's funny. Might not share it with my congregation though. Love? I've never had want for empathy, but nothing made me love the creatures of this earth more than seeing them suffer like I did. We are a faulty lot. We deserve better than what the Lord has given us.
Amen.
Anyway, why don't you tell me a scary story? You must have heard some good ones.
How about the haunted sugarcane field?
Oh, you could rattle a congregation's bones, I bet. You know, I saw a lot of death in France, friends and enemies both. But none of it mattered as much as seeing Pops die. Hey, do you have any
Spooky campfire tales. Okay. How about the Gris?
Oh, you got me for a second with that one. Luck? No. I've said it so many times. Ain't no luck. Just the will of the Lord on earth.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder, though, when he is so arbitrary in his application of justice and love, how different is he than the dice? Know any funny stories? I need to take my mind off things.
Pretty sure I've told you all my funny stories. But let's talk about these grave robbers, I guess.
That's how it is, huh? Well, choice? I chose. Call me a liar all you want. But for the men in that unit, I learned to be the preacher they needed. Ain't no way the Lord gonna punish me for helping my brothers in need.
Hell yeah.
Night's over. Well, I've got to get walking. My journey takes me up this way. What is it the paper they gave me said? Chaplain James Coates displayed gallantry in administering to the wounded under terrific fire, exposing himself at all times to reach their sides. Fraudulent love is what that is. Yeah, they gave us a Sunday parade when we came home. But by noon on Monday, we were niggers again.
Jeez. Jimmy, you have a chapter 4. I didn't know that. That explains why you hadn't transformed. You had more story to be telling.
I got no companion except for me.
It's another. Oh, yeah.
They're the ones who
Broken Angel.
Let me level with you, friend. Ain't sure there's a me no more. I'm Baptist when I need to be Baptist. Methodist when I need to be Methodist. Even been Catholic once or twice. I'm so interested in what y'all need, I can't quite put a finger on what it is I believe these days. See, I ain't a preacher, I'm a grifter. Only thing is, can't quite tell if I'm proud or ashamed of that fact. Hey, do you have any spooky campfire tales? Feels appropriate out here, right? That strikes me as a shallow kind of hope. Trust? Well, if you ever want to know how many liars there are in your life, just count up how many people you met and add one.
Fair enough.
Anyway, why don't you tell me a scary story? You must have heard some good ones. That's how it is, huh? Well, maybe there are two sorts of freedom. There's freedom to do the things you want, dance and sing and love and move, and every other blessed thing. And then there's freedom from fear, from unkindness, from violence undue.
Yeah.
Even those of us with the first freedom, we don't always have the second. Hey, do you have any spooky campfire tales? Feels appropriate out here, right? Here, the past, I remember the first time I thought about being a preacher when I was 12. Pops and I were staying with a deacon in Charlotte. He was warm, genuine. Not sure I'd do him any favors by association. Anyway, why don't you tell me a scary story? You must have heard some good ones.
Doing a bad job at telling this guy stories.
That's how it is, huh? Well, maybe
Oh my
you ain't
goodness.
seen as much of this world as I have. Family? Pops pretended to be a strong man, but in the end, he was just a coward and a cheat. Like father, like son, I suppose. You must have seen some pretty wild stuff on the road. What's the most exciting thing you've seen? Huh. That one's trying to be scary,
Oh my
right? Travel?
goodness.
I count myself lucky. I'm among the rare few who can truly say they've seen the world.
Batting 0.
Only thing is, the world looked back at me, and I don't think it liked what it saw. Here's the sunrise. I've got another sermon to give, and the church is a long way off. I suppose I'm taking this show on the road again. By God, it gives me the hope I live on, and it makes me sick both at once. Don't know how to feel about it, how to think about it, but I keep going, don't I? Next, I'm headed this way. Keep yourself safe on the road, friend. Maybe we'll meet again.
No. Surely I can't do that bad a second time, right? I mean, I can, but I'm not going to. I'm going to do it. Okay, so let's go into stories. Well, Jimmy's story is not useful for Jimmy. Alright, the man dressed as a turkey. Dupree in there. Mason. And the mink. Casey Jones. Motor that was going to bump. Just, you know, mixing it up. Mixing it around. Alright, that'll do. Surely we'll get it this time.
You came to see me again? Well, I appreciate it. It's rough inside my head these days. I ain't sure who I am anymore. I'm a grifter, ain't I? But everything I did in Paris, here at home, all of it, I did it out of love. I did it all for real.
Hell yeah. That's all that really matters.
So you tell me, who am I? Anyway, tell me a hopeful story. Something where things work out for the best. Are you sure you ain't the preacher here? That was a good one. Family? Pops pretended to be a strong like father. You must have seen some pretty.
Wild stuff, huh? How about the bottles?
If joy? When I was young, my faith was joyous. It brought the world into order. Gave sense to even the worst injustices suffered. But these days, it's the injustices that give shape to my belief. My faith used to be a rock. Now, it's the sea. Lately, my journey's been pretty ordinary. Just walking.
I'll tell you about a little man named Casty.
You've got a pretty wild life. You know that? Love? I swear to you, friend, however much I hate me, that is how much I love you and every other damned soul in this country. Hey, do you have any spooky campfire?
Tell you about a blues singer named Melitha.
Oh, you could rattle a congregation's bones, I bet. Traps, I saw it in Pops. I saw it in the General of Europe. I see it daily in businessmen and politicians and artists too. The self is the biggest trap there is. Don't fall in. Lately, my journey's been pretty.
I'll tell you about a boy named Quinn.
I swear I ain't heard a story good as that in a long minute. Travel, I count myself lucky. I'm among the rare few who can truly say they've seen the world. Only thing is, the world before you go, I just need you to know, at the end of the day, I am a hopeful man. It might not be the next stop on the journey or the one after that. We are on a journey to a better America. Only thing is, I don't think I have the strength to walk much further. So walk for me, all right? Walk far.
All right. Inkhorn that tinkles like a silver bell. Jeez. Alright. Well, we're doing pretty okay. Completed a bunch of stories today. Still haven't really gone out west, but we'll probably do that soon. Got one more friend whose story we need to finish up here in the northeast. But we'll probably get to that next time. Stop here in Washington. And next time we'll head out. So yeah. Hope you have a wonderful day. Wherever your travels take you. But for now, I'm heading out. Later.